So news dropped there over the weekend that WWE and TNA have announced a multi-year partnership. It's unexpected, but not really that unexpected. It reads, NXT superstars and TNA wrestling stars to appear across weekly WWE and TNA programming, PLEs and TNA pay-per-views. The agreement will enable talent to garner additional exposure across key WWE and TNA programming, and also in turn bolstering their in-ring development and exposure to world-class talent and coaching. Quote, this historic relationship demonstrates that collaboration and competition do not have to be mutually exclusive, said Ariel Schneider, Senior Vice President of Content for TNA and Anthem Sports and Entertainment. Their partnership allows for the TNA brand and its incredible athletes to reach a significantly wider audience, while giving TNA and NXT stars the opportunity to cross the line and gain valuable experience. Also, Shawn Michaels then jumped in. He also said, quote, we look forward to growing and evolving our partnership with TNA Wrestling and its outstanding group of athletes by creating new opportunities to the development of our talent and to elevate viewer experience at home. Right, so this is huge. This is a huge moment in wrestling for a lot of reasons. I mean, we've talked about this on the podcast pretty much since Joe Hendry showed up on NXT and Jordan Grace showed up at the Royal Rumble. It really did kind of break, and I hate to use the term the glass ceiling, because Vince never would have allowed this, right? Vince McMahon never would have allowed this, and obviously Triple H booking things now, it's very, very different, and it really is uncharted territory for WWE and for TNA. Really, I know TNA have been involved with AEW in the past. They're much more open to working with other companies. As we said in the podcast, this is a very new thing for WWE to really do, to cross the line, get involved with TNA in a very real sense. Now, obviously, we've seen little hints of it here and there, but I've seen a lot of people being like disparaging to this, or panicking or worrying that it's going to ruin TNA or whatever. And I'm shocked by this, because TNA have survived Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan, Jeff Jarrett title runs, foreclosure, buyouts. They've survived everything, and they're still around. And again, Vince McMahon wouldn't have allowed this. Vince probably would have squashed TNA. He probably didn't even know what TNA was, to be really blunt. This is a much more nuanced approach, and I waited until the pay-per-view was over to kind of comment on this, because I wanted to see what they would do. I mean, the fact you see NXT on TNA Genesis banner is wild. It really is crazy to see. But watching the show last night, they didn't take anything away. Joe Hendry obviously won the belt. It was a really good show. I'd say if you haven't watched it, the last third is phenomenal. The Clockwork Orange match was great, and the tag match was phenomenal. So each of those had little sprinkling of NXT bits to it. It wasn't too much, and it really kind of set the table to be like, right, TNA is still going to be TNA. I do personally believe TNA is going to be a feeder program to WWE, part of their, what do they call it, WWE ID or whatever, where TNA now is a very strong indie. It's number 3 in the world, but it's a strong indie, and it's given the opportunity now to be self-sufficient through this deal with WWE, as far as covering money and exposure and stuff like that as well. But it also allows talent to work different places and to really kind of grow. So this, for me, this is overall a better deal than TNA's probably ever had, because they don't really have to worry about going under. They don't have to worry about getting TV deals. They now know who they are. I mean, let's be real. I love TNA, and I have for many, many years, but a lot of people don't even know what it is. Them showing up on NXT, maybe showing up in the Rumble, maybe showing up at some other WWE shows. People are going to be like, what's this TNA thing? and they'll be there. They'll go over and watch it. You know, it's overall an uncharted deal, and I get that. And a lot of people are worried by that, but I don't really think this is going to be anything other than good for TNA. And for WWE. You know, like, let's put it this way. A lot, you know, we've joked again on the show, and it's not really a joke, but like the top talent of WWE at the moment are all TNA, are all ex-TNA guys. A lot of the trainers in WWE are ex-TNA guys. The agents or whatever they're called, they're all TNA guys. Compared to what happened with AEW, which was a bit of a disaster, I don't think that's going to be this case here. This seems to be a much more long-term, multi-year deal. That's what he said. It's a multi-year partnership. So, like, settle in. And it's early days yet, obviously, but, you know, we were more concerned about things like the X Division title going away, which isn't the case. The X Division title is not going anywhere. They just kind of rebranded a little bit, and they brought a new belt in. Moose put on a great performance last night. That was a great match. So look, if you're a TNA fan, I get the concern, but if you're a long-term TNA fan, you've been through the worst already. So this is overall positive. And if you're a WWE fan, you're in for some interesting times, because TNA is not like AEW, it's not like WWE. It's its own thing. It's its own form of wrestling. And that show was packed out last night. It looked really, really good. It looked great on TV. The pictures from the live event look phenomenal, and you know, you could tell that the production was up a little bit, which was nice. But you know, a lot of this negativity or worry comes from AEW guys. It's like, look, worry about your own house, because there's a lot to worry about there. But when it comes to TNA, I'm excited for the future of it. It's going to be awesome. But look, what did you guys think? Do you think this is a good deal? Do you think it's a bad deal? Do you have any comments in general about either the WWE shows that we've had, or even the TNA pay-per-view last night? What did you think? Leave them in the comments below. Please do like, share, subscribe to the show. That really helps us a great deal as well. And thank you to everybody who's subscribed so far. The growth of the channel has been really awesome to see. So until the next one, talk to you then.